What's up? We're Chapel, and we're hanging out with Rob from Front Row Live.
Carter, Kortney, what's up, guys? And congratulations with First Love, your latest single, and definitely looking forward to this upcoming EP that we're going to get to talk about a little bit during this interview. But let's jump in and talk about that creative process between the two of you. You guys have been doing this for quite some time, so like I'm sure like that evolution as you guys continue to build, continue to grow, like that writing process, that chemistry between you two just gets better and better. So how do you guys feel the two of you kind of work together whenever you guys are creating new music?
I feel like now we're in like a very fluid place. Like it kind of happens easier than it definitely when we started 4 or 5 years ago. But for us, it's just us two all the time. And I don't know, it's just been an easier process for sure.
Yeah, I think it helps being stuck together for the past year straight.
That helps. Pretty
much every single day.
Yeah.
So we know we know every part of each other and like how we work and how we just like understand each other in a better way now. So it flows quite well, I think, compared to before. So
now, how would you say the evolution of like the creative process is when you guys are either songwriting or working on your drums or working on the keys or the guitar? Like, how do you feel like that has evolved over the years?
I think we were very new at songwriting when we started the band. We were in projects before where it was kind of like wasn't our strong suit at all. So starting Chapel was something where we decided that was the thing we were going to do. And I think it just evolved from like trial and error. And we're not a band that like gets our drums and our guitar together and try to jam out stuff. We're very much a
definitely not a jam band.
We're very much a computer band, so everything really does start from like production and stuff on my end, and we just kind of share back and forth. So that's kind of how it's evolved. It evolved from like not really knowing what we were doing to like so much trial and error that now we have a good rhythm with things.
Yeah,
so.
I'd say a lot more like freedom with it too.
Yeah,
I feel like when we first started, like we kind of wanted to be in this general category, but now it's like we kind of say just write whatever we're feeling like like that day and just go with that, see how it flows.
And it is also nice that it's just two people where it's like a rhythm section and then I just sing and stuff there's no other like member that you have to cater a song to at all. So it's
very nice.
It's nice to just kind of write whatever we want, which is usually we're on the same wavelength as far as like
most of the time.
But for music, usually, yeah. So,
so what kickstarted the writing process for First Love, and how did this song kind of create itself to be what we hear today?
Okay, this is great. We started so in 2020, or the start of 2020, we got home from tour, and that's like right when we did happen, and so
when we did.
But during that time too, we already had like an album ready to go out and stuff like that we recorded like a year prior. But long story short, we were told that we had to kind of put that on hold. And so we kind of just started writing. I mean, we're locked together. There was nothing else to really do. And there felt like there was no pressure because we already turned an album in. And First Love was like one of the first ones we came out with. And I don't know, it kind of happened really quick. It happened like within a week. And then from there, like, oh, this is cool. And then we just started writing more and more songs. And then that's where we're at now.
What happened to that album? Is that album scrapped or?
I wish.
She's still there. I mean, they're so kind of old. I mean, we wrote them probably 3 years ago. So at this point now, we're both, we've heard them thousands of times. So we're just kind of trying to see what to do with it. It will come out.
Yeah,
at some point,
it's in a weird spot because it's like we've progressed a little more as songwriters now that like the First Love and some of the newer songs we're putting out is like a little bit different of a vibe compared to like what we recorded 2 years ago to be on an album. So it's this like tricky spot, but I think there are still some songs on there that like are worth it, and we might just make some freshies and throw it on there and put it out because we promise people an album and we overpromise and always underdeliver. So I think
the songs are sick. They mean a lot to us. I think it definitely has to come out. We're just trying to, it's tricky with like. Usually you put out a record and then you on a tour right away. So we're just that's why I had to put it on hold, but it'll come out at some point.
Yeah, it'll definitely come out because like it's done. So it's like why wouldn't you?
So the fact that you guys kind of mentioned like new vibe with First Love and also like Pillow Talk, like what is it about this new vibe that the audience is getting from Chapel? And like, is this the new sound of Chapel, or is this just a taste of the new sound of Chapel?
I think it's just an extension of where we're at as people who enjoy music. Like, the reason why Chapel sounded like how we did 4 years ago is because like we love pop and alternative stuff, and we were trying to make that, but it was like limited to like what our skill set was then. So now I think we're just getting better at writing songs that we want to actually listen to. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where it's at now. The sound is just kind of going more towards like the alternative world of things, just because that's what we love, and we love poppy stuff, and we love upbeat shit. So that's kind of just how it's turning out.
Yeah, I think it will always keep like the Chapel elements, especially like with the drums and a lot of like the heavy synths.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll keep it always being Chapel. But yeah, just kind of what he was saying, just growing and writing more of the songs that we have been into lately, I guess.
Yeah. As you guys kind of evolve with the sound, Carter, how do you feel like your vocals or your ranges kind of change or get impacted within every song that you guys are writing now?
Right. I think it's insane. Me vocally, I've chilled out more, I think.
Yes.
Like I definitely, I kind of forget, because I was listening to First Love the other day, and then our EP kicked in, and like we have a song called Fool's Gold where I sing like way too high for my own good. And I was just like, oh my God, it's so different. But I just feel more like, I feel like I found my voice more, and I do enjoy like trying different like lower registers, because I think it works sometimes.
Or especially like for like this EP, just the whole tone I feel of our style for this EP was kind of like laid back and less kind of in your face.
Yeah, it was like less intense, because I feel like this, for this particular EP for sure, it's like the songs kind of fit that vibe more, just because it's not, these songs are not very guitar heavy or like intense
jammy
at all. So but yeah, I do think my voice has changed a lot in different ways, but it's cool and it's fun. So
I like it.
As you guys are mentioning the EP Room Service, the creative process of this EP as a whole, like the fact that you guys kind of changed the sound a little bit around, how much of a challenge did you guys feel in making this EP?
It's crazy because it felt easier, because like doing that album, like we said before, doing this EP, it was a lot of challenges. And once it got done, it just like having no pressure and trying to create art in any way is just like, I don't know. It made it so much easier for us, because we didn't overthink any of the like production and stuff like that.
Fresh.
It was kind of like whatever we wanted to do, it just happened. And most of our production in general in writing style is very like minimal-ish production. Like we don't have stacks of layers of stuff already. So I mean, we're not the most intricate, like complex, like math stuff happening in the back, but because we are very hook focused all the time. So for us, there was really no challenge. Okay, that sounds crazy. No, there was definitely a challenge, but I'm just saying it wasn't as hard because it felt like there was no pressure. That's why. Yeah. Sorry.
And I feel like it's okay. Yeah. I feel like the whole, like it left you specifically like really diving into producing and just like experimenting with different sounds and learning how to produce to a better level. And I think that was cool, because then we just got to experiment so much more and like try different sounds. And if they worked, cool. If not, like, you know, just got to play more around with it, which I feel like helped us. Yeah. And all the cool.
And just because we say we think it was easier doesn't mean it's good. We're just saying for us, we thought it was an easier process than it was before. So,
as Carter mentioned, that there's a song or two that has him singing in a lower register. For you, Kortney, how does the different dynamics in his register like impact the way that you play the drums, or the style of drums that you kind of play?
I think it is kind of similar. I mean, a lot of the songs I'm kind of just focusing on like the hi-hat, snare, and kick, just doing like a minimal groove style more than, you know, crashing on the ride and really like hitting super hard. I think it's more of just like relaxing and letting the music kind of speak for itself and just really locking in that groove.
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I mean, she's chilled out on these songs for sure, because Cora is a nut and she loves playing
nutty.
Yeah.
But back to like, it's like what we've been listening to is just so much. I mean, I feel like you're more a little like alternative and I'm a lot more like indie kind of. So I feel like, I mean, if that's all we're listening to and that's what really at least speaks to me, then why would I be, you know, jamming out over songs that deserve just something simple and juicy.
Juice.
So during this process of Room Service EP, did you guys fully produce this yourselves, or did someone else step in to help or assist during the process?
We both fully produced this whole thing, but we sent off to our friend Matt Huber to get it mixed and our buddy Moses for mastering. But as far as like, I had background vocals from like our friends, just from like around town because we were locked in together. I needed some stats.
And your sisters.
And my sisters.
The sisters are on a few of them.
Yeah, I have like 4 sisters and we were locked together. I was like, I need gangs. So they were down to do it. But besides that, it was just us.
And this is going to be on Ryze Records. So like, talk to me about that chemistry between you guys and Ryze, and what was it about Ryze that initially made you guys want to be part of the team?
I think, well, we've had a history with them in the past. We've had past projects that were a part of them, but they didn't work out. But they heard that we were doing Chapel like about 4 years ago, so they kind of been like around since then. But it's been such a good relationship just because they literally let us, like, if we have any crazy idea, they're like, yes. So it's freeing, because I've heard situations with other labels where it's like, creatively, it is really hard to kind of express what you want, but they've been so open to any ideas we have, and it's really nice. So they've been around for a minute and they're great. I'm
curious because in the past you guys have experienced tours with bands like Water Parks and Sleeping with Sirens, which you know, not only do they have some crazy energy live, but they pack major arena, or not arenas yet, but I mean major venues. So having those experiences, how do you guys feel those live shows kind of influenced or impacted your upcoming live shows? And then at the same time, how do you feel that impacted the writing process? And do you even consider the live show now as a bigger venue compared to how you looked at it before?
Yeah, it definitely it impacted us the first time we did it, because like we were incredibly lucky as a band. Like our second tours with Sum 41 and Pierce the Veil, and we're like,
nuts.
Yeah, and we were such babies. Like we had no idea what we were doing, but we learned a lot. And same with Parks, just because we wrote before we toured, so we didn't know what was going to work well live. And coming home and learning what worked, we applied that to that album we did in some of these songs. But now it is like, you asked a good question, because now it's crazy, because it's like there hasn't been shows in like over a year, so it's like hard to gauge like what can work live now and like what will.
Did kind of write it in a way where, I mean, to be honest, we probably didn't think too much about the live show, like writing these 4 songs at least.
We were more focused on like the storytelling aspect of the song, plus like whatever the hook did. Like if it was good enough that you'll remember, then cool. But like live show wise, we weren't really taking that in consideration for this time around, at least. But
so we'll see.
We'll see. They might all be a bummer live, but hey, I like them.
Yeah, I'm very excited though. Very excited to at least, not at least, but to get on stage and jam them out.
Try them out. Yeah.
So once this EP drops on the 23rd, can fans expect maybe some kind of like an EP release Zoom show or like live stream kind of show? Like what's going on with that?
We're still trying to plan out something, because it'd be weird to just drop in and be like, oh, see you next time. No, we'll try.
There's a new EP, now we're working on the next one.
Yeah, no, it is like that for some people, and probably, but no, we're trying to figure that out now. So
there definitely will be some sort of live show, live stream, just because we haven't really done that, and I feel like we deserve to put a lot of effort into at least one little show to promote that EP and just to give fans, the experience of it. So
yeah,
it'd be cool.
Awesome. Well, definitely looking forward to the EP, and congratulations with the success of First Love so far. And thank you guys for taking the time to talk to me.
Dude, of course. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks.